Americans devour over 2.3 billion Chicken McNuggets each year. That's enough to circle the earth 100 times. But what's behind our obsession with these crispy little bites? From their golden crunch to the endless dipping sauces, there's something about McNuggets that keeps us coming back. So, what makes them so irresistible? In the culinary landscape, few items can claim to be as iconic as the McDonald's Chicken McNugget. Though it seems as timeless as the chain's golden arches, the McNugget has a clear and surprisingly recent origin story. Cooked up in the 1980s by a team of culinary scientists with one mission: to put bite-sized chicken on the fast food map. The McNugget journey began in the test kitchens of McDonald's during a time when red meat ruled supreme. Chicken wasn't yet seen as a fast food staple, but consumers' tastes were changing, nudged by health concerns about beef. McDonald's knew it needed something groundbreaking to keep its menu fresh and appealing, and that's where Rene Arend came in. Hired as the chain's first executive chef, Arend was a trained chef from Luxembourg with experience in classical French cuisine. Yes, you read that right. A chef skilled in haute cuisine laid the groundwork for the humble Chicken McNugget. In a place where the fanciest ingredient was the sesame seed, Arend was tasked with turning chicken scraps into gold. Creating a deep-fried chicken nugget sounds straightforward, but back then, it was uncharted territory for a fast food behemoth like McDonald's. Arend faced multiple hurdles. Not only did he have to figure out how to turn chicken into uniform, consistently tasty bites, but he also had to make them efficient for mass production. With a little food engineering, Arend whipped up a batter that would stand up to flash frying and freezing while still delivering that crave-worthy crunch. And the shapes? Not just random. The McNugget debuted with 4 distinct shapes: bell, boot, ball, and bone, that were carefully designed to keep things fun and kid-friendly in every Happy Meal box. By the time McNuggets debuted in select stores in 1981, McDonald's was all in on marketing these golden bites. By 1983, McNuggets hit nationwide, and they became a sensation, nearly eclipsing the Big Mac in popularity. Part of the allure was that they were marketed as a healthier alternative to beef burgers at the time. But beyond that, there was something inherently fun about dipping bite-sized chicken into tangy sauces. And those sauces, they were game changers: sweet and sour, hot mustard, barbecue, and even the elusive cult favorite Szechuan sauce, which sent fans into a frenzy in the 90s and again in 2017, thanks to a shout-out from Rick and Morty.
Welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order?
Yeah, I'd like to get a 10-piece McNugget and a bunch of the Szechuan sauce, like as much as you're allowed to give me.
Think McNuggets are just a side menu option? Try this on for size. Americans consume an estimated 2.3 billion McNuggets annually. That's enough to circle the globe over 100 times. And to keep up with demand, McDonald's sources an astronomical amount of chicken each year, carefully following guidelines for quality and consistency. The McNugget has even left its mark in pop culture, from YouTube challenges to McNugget-shaped pillows. The frenzy around these nuggets reached a fever pitch in 2020 when a single, uniquely shaped McNugget from a BTS meal auctioned for nearly $100,000 on eBay. Why? It looked like a character from the Among Us video game. Alright, let's roll up our sleeves and get right into the factory floor, where McDonald's Chicken McNuggets come to life. This is no ordinary assembly line. Think of it as a labyrinth of stainless steel, massive mixers, and fryers big enough to make even the most ambitious home chef jealous. Ready for some behind-the-scenes secrets? Here's how every McNugget goes from chicken to crispy, bite-sized gold. First things first, McDonald's doesn't just grab any old chicken, they're picky. The chain sources their chickens from farms that meet strict quality standards, think free of any antibiotics used for growth, and raised on a diet that keeps the meat tender and uniform. The nuggets are mostly made of white breast meat, known for its mild flavor and versatility. It's all about consistency, so each nugget tastes the same in New York, Tokyo, or anywhere in between. Once the chicken gets to the factory, It goes through a machine known as the industrial grinder. This baby could pulverize a whole bird in seconds, but don't worry, only specific parts are used. The grinder chops the meat down to a fine, smooth consistency. Then it's onto the mega mixer, where things get flavorful. In this giant tumbler, seasonings and spices are added to the meat mixture. We're talking salt, pepper, a touch of sugar, and a blend of other top-secret spices designed to keep your taste buds guessing. The spices aren't just thrown in willy-nilly either. The mega mixer is programmed to blend everything at precise speeds and times, so every single nugget gets the same flavor boost. Too little mixing, you've got clumps. Too much, you end up with mush. It's like a Goldilocks situation in there. Next, the chicken paste heads to the molding machine, where it's shaped into the McNugget's 4 famous shapes: bell, boot, ball, and bone. Yes, those nugget shapes aren't an accident. They're deliberately crafted to keep things fun and friendly, especially for kids, and to cook evenly. Inside the molding machine, which we'll call the Nugget Shaper 3000, the chicken is pressed into molds that ensure uniform size, thickness, and weight. High-speed cameras then scan each nugget, instantly discarding any irregular shapes to ensure your boot-shaped nugget actually looks like a boot. Now, we're on to the secret to that crispy exterior. The nuggets take a bath in a light tempura-style batter. Known as a pre-dip, this initial batter gives the chicken that melt-in-your-mouth feel while creating a sticky layer for the breadcrumbs. After the pre-dip, they move down the conveyor to the breading machine, a contraption that coats each nugget in a proprietary seasoned breadcrumb mix. Imagine a high-tech bread roller, specifically engineered to make every nugget taste just right. The double coating of batter and breading ensures the nugget is both crunchy and golden brown when it hits the fryer. And here's a fun nugget of knowledge. The breading mixture is scientifically designed to stick just the right amount. Too much, and it would turn soggy. Too little, and you'd miss that signature crunch. This is fast food engineering at its finest, folks. Then, it's into the flash fryer, a massive vat of oil that partially cooks each nugget to form that iconic crust. This flash fry takes only a few seconds, but it's enough to set the breading while sealing in the juices, giving each nugget that ideal texture. The machine, affectionately known as Big Fry, is programmed to hit each piece with just the right amount of heat, prepping it for freezing without fully cooking it. Without this flash fry, the nuggets wouldn't be able to stay crispy when they're reheated at the restaurant. It's a process so precise. Even the slightest variation in temperature or fry time could throw everything off. Now partially cooked and ready for the cold, the nuggets are moved into a blast freezer. Imagine a room-sized freezer that can drop temperatures faster than you can say Happy Meal. This rapid freezing process, known in the biz as cryogenic freezing, stops all cooking and locks in freshness. This means that when your nuggets are reheated in the fryer, they taste just as fresh as the day they were made. If you're picturing a simple walk-in freezer, think again. These blast freezers drop temps so fast that it would be like stepping from a sunny beach straight into the Arctic. With the nuggets frozen solid, they move on to packaging. The nuggets are portioned into bags or boxes, but not before a final quality check. Automated scanners with laser precision check each nugget's weight, shape, and color. If anything's off, even by a gram or a millimeter, it's tossed out. After passing this final check, the nuggets are sealed in their packaging and loaded onto temperature-controlled trucks, ready for their journey to McDonald's restaurants nationwide. Once the nuggets make it to your local McDonald's, they're stored in freezers until an order is placed. Then comes the final fry. At each restaurant, the nuggets go into fryers set to a precise temperature and time, giving them the final touch that makes them golden, crispy, and irresistible. It's all part of McDonald's commitment to consistency, ensuring your nugget in New York tastes just like the one in Sydney. Alright, so you've seen the magic that happens in the factory, but let's be real. Half the charm of a McNugget comes from that final sizzling step in the restaurant kitchen. Here's how it all goes down. When a Chicken McNugget order comes in, frozen nuggets go straight from the freezer to the fryer without any thawing. The oil McDonald's uses is a blend of canola, soybean, and corn oils, specifically chosen for its high smoke point and neutral flavor, which ensures the nuggets get that perfectly golden, crispy finish without any overpowering oil taste. The fryers are set to precise temperatures, around 350 degrees Fahrenheit, to create that ideal outer crunch while keeping the inside juicy. Timing is everything here. The nuggets fry for just a few minutes to lock in moisture without overcooking. Once they're out, a quick shake removes excess oil, and they're placed in a temperature-controlled warming tray that keeps them hot and crisp, ready to be boxed up and served with your choice of sauce. In less time than it takes to read the menu, your nuggets go from icy to piping hot, all thanks to an engineered blend of oil, precise heat, and well-timed frying. It's a fast food science that guarantees every McNugget comes out just right every time. McDonald's Chicken McNuggets have had an undeniable impact, not just as a popular menu item, but as a cultural icon. They transformed fast food by offering something fun, shareable, and irresistibly snackable, appealing to kids and adults alike. Their success sparked a wave of copycat nuggets across the fast food industry, setting a high bar for consistency and flavor. From their introduction in the 80s to their status today, McNuggets have proven that sometimes the simplest ideas, small, crispy, tender bites, can leave the biggest mark. More than just food, they represent the comfort and nostalgia of grabbing a quick, satisfying meal that's reliably good every time. It's not just the batter or the sauce that keeps people hooked. There's real science at play. McDonald's perfected the balance of salty, savory, and slightly sweet flavors, along with a crunchy exterior that practically begs you to take one more bite. Their shape and ease of consumption make them an ideal crave food. And once you're hooked, well, they've got you for life. So, what's your go-to sauce with McNuggets? Are you a sweet and sour fan, or is barbecue more your vibe? Let us know in the comments below. McDonald's sells over 9 million pounds of fries every single day. That's enough to circle the earth nearly 4 times each year. And here's the kicker. The process behind these crispy golden beauties is so high-tech, you'd think you're watching a NASA mission. So here's the question. What do you think makes McDonald's fries so addictive? Is it the perfect crunch, the salty goodness, or that legendary flavor? Stick around, because we're diving deep into the secrets behind the world's most famous fries. Believe it or not, McDonald's wasn't always synonymous with fries. The beloved Spuds only joined the menu in 1949, a year after the first McDonald's restaurant opened its doors. Originally, the fries were a simple hand-cut affair. Potatoes were sliced and left to air dry in the warm California sun before being fried in glorious beef tallow, giving them an extra crispy exterior and rich, meaty flavor. Back then, people weren't thinking about things like saturated fat. They were too busy marveling at the deliciousness of these crunchy potato sticks. But as McDonald's grew from a local favorite to a global fast food giant, they needed a more efficient, scalable process. Enter the 1960s, the dawn of the mechanized production line, where fries could be made faster and more uniformly. Then came the health-conscious 90s, when concerns over saturated fats led McDonald's to swap beef tallow for vegetable oil. This change didn't go down without a hitch, though. Customers missed that signature beefy flavor, so McDonald's did what any great innovator would. They added natural beef flavor to the oil, capturing that original taste with a healthier twist. You might think a potato is a potato.
These look like potatoes, but are they really potatoes?
Right? Wrong. McDonald's is quite the spud connoisseur. They use a very specific type of potato, the russet Burbank. Why? Because it's large, has a high starch content, and low moisture. 3 critical factors for creating that perfect fry. If you've ever wondered why McDonald's fries are crispy on the outside, but light and fluffy on the inside, you can thank the russet Burbank. Occasionally, McDonald's also uses other varieties like the Shepherdie and Umatilla russet, but the Burbank reigns supreme because of its reliability. Most of these potatoes come from regions in the US like Idaho and Washington, where the climate is perfect for growing tubers. Cold nights and warm days lead to dense potatoes with just the right balance of sugars and starch. And yes, these potatoes aren't just tossed into a truck willy-nilly. McDonald's works closely with farmers, many of whom have been suppliers for decades, to ensure every step, from planting to harvesting, follows their rigorous quality guidelines. The rich volcanic soil in Idaho is packed with minerals, making it a hotbed for growing the russet Burbank potato. Think of it like the Napa Valley of potato farming. The spuds even have a posh storage process. To maintain that delicate sugar-starch balance, potatoes are stored at precise temperatures to avoid turning out fries that are too brown or too limp. It's basically a potato spa. Now that the potatoes are grown to perfection, it's time for the harvest. But forget about pitchforks and baskets. This is done on an industrial scale. Massive harvesting machines roll through the fields, scooping up thousands of pounds of potatoes in mere minutes. These machines are a sight to behold, a little like Transformers, but with an appetite for spuds instead of world domination. After they've been uprooted, the potatoes are transported to McDonald's processing plants via big trucks, but the journey doesn't end there. Upon arrival, the potatoes undergo a deep cleaning session. Conveyor belts carry the spuds through water jets that give them a thorough scrub, ensuring not a speck of dirt is left. It's like a high-speed car wash, but for potatoes. Some McDonald's processing plants handle up to 40,000 pounds of potatoes per hour. That's a lot of future fries. Next, the potatoes are peeled. But this isn't your grandma's hand-peeling job. At McDonald's, they use high-tech steam peelers and abrasive rollers designed to remove only the skin, leaving behind the maximum amount of usable potato. The result? A perfectly smooth spud, ready for its next transformation. These peelers are engineered for efficiency, ensuring that no precious potato is wasted in the process. But the journey to frydom doesn't stop there. After peeling, the potatoes undergo a rigorous inspection stage that's straight out of a sci-fi movie. Using infrared sensors, the machine scans each potato, hunting for imperfections like blemishes or bruises. If a potato doesn't meet McDonald's high standards, it's swiftly removed from the production line. This process is no slow affair. Up to 120 potatoes per second are inspected and sorted, faster than your eyes can follow. It's like the world's fastest game show, where only the perfect spuds make it through to the next round. The rejects, they're destined for other uses, ensuring nothing goes to waste. Now, this is where the magic really kicks into high gear. The peeled and inspected potatoes are fed into cutting machines, where they're sliced into those iconic fry shapes. But we're not talking about a gentle slicing with a kitchen knife here. Oh no, these potatoes are shot through water knives at blistering speeds, around 60 to 70 miles per hour. Imagine jets of water slicing through potatoes with such force that they emerge as perfectly shaped fries in the blink of an eye. It's like a high-speed car wash for potatoes, only with precision cuts. The reason McDonald's uses water knives isn't just to be fancy. Consistency is key. Every fry has to be uniform in size to ensure it cooks evenly. Too thick, and it'll be undercooked. Too thin, and it'll burn to a crisp. Once sliced, the fries are quickly sorted by size, and anything that doesn't meet McDonald's strict standards, like an odd-shaped or undersized fry, is removed. But don't worry, those misfits don't go to waste. They're repurposed for products like hash browns, or even used in animal feed. To give you an idea of just how efficient this process is, McDonald's water knife technology can slice through 1,000 pounds of potatoes every single minute. That's more potatoes than you'd probably peel in a lifetime. And it's all happening faster than you can say, "Supersize me." Now that the fries are sliced into their iconic shapes, it's time for an essential step: blanching. Blanching gives the fries a quick hot bath, which isn't just to relax them after their high-speed slicing adventure. It's designed to remove excess starch from the surface of the fries, preventing them from becoming a soggy mess during their final fry at the restaurant. It's all about achieving that perfect crispy exterior while locking in the fluffy texture on the inside. But McDonald's doesn't stop there. After blanching, The fries receive a special treatment that ensures both their taste and appearance are on point. They are coated with dextrose, a natural sugar, which gives them that signature golden brown hue that we all recognize as the McDonald's fry color. To prevent the fries from turning an unappetizing shade of gray after they're frozen, they're treated with sodium acid pyrophosphate. This ensures the fries maintain their bright, appetizing color even after being stored in the freezer. No one wants to dig into a pile of gray fries. After all, color is everything when it comes to fries. The combined power of blanching and these treatments ensures that McDonald's fries are crispy on the outside and tender on the inside, even after they've been frozen and shipped around the world. This process not only maintains the fries' ideal texture, but also locks in that delicious potato flavor that has become world famous. At this point, the fries are ready for a quick dip in the fryer. McDonald's pre-fries their fries at the factory in a blend of vegetable oils. The goal here isn't to fully cook the fries, but to give them that initial crispness. This short frying session creates a light crust on the outside while leaving the inside soft and ready for the final cook. Immediately after frying, the fries are sent through a flash freezing tunnel. Flash freezing is key because it locks in the flavor and texture, ensuring the fries will taste fresh when they're cooked at the restaurant, even months after they've been frozen. The frozen fries are then packed and shipped to McDonald's locations all around the world. Whether you're munching on fries in New York, Paris, or Tokyo, they all started out the same way, in a factory, pre-fried and flash frozen for your enjoyment. Flash freezing helps keep the fries crispy during transport. Without it, they'd lose their texture before even making it to your local McDonald's. When those frozen fries finally arrive at the restaurant, they're just one short step away from fry perfection. In McDonald's kitchens, they're fried a second time in a blend of canola, soybean, and hydrogenated oils. This final fry ensures they're golden brown and crispy, ready to be salted and served piping hot. One fascinating aspect of McDonald's fries is their natural beef flavoring. Even though McDonald's switched to vegetable oil in 1990 to address health concerns, they still wanted to maintain that beefy taste people loved. So, they added hydrolyzed wheat and milk derivatives to the frying oil, giving the fries their signature umami-rich flavor to mimic the original flavor from the days of beef tallow. While that beef flavor has caused some controversy, particularly among vegetarians and vegans, it's still a critical component of that irresistible taste many of us crave. In some countries, like India and the UK, where dietary restrictions or preferences differ, McDonald's opts out of using beef flavoring altogether, making their fries vegan-friendly. However, in the US, the fries contain milk derivatives, meaning they're not suitable for a vegan diet. But boy, are they still delicious. And if you're the type to ask for unsalted fries, here's a pro tip. McDonald's kitchens will whip up a fresh batch just for you. Talk about VIP treatment. Once those fries are pulled from the fryer and lightly salted, they're funneled into that iconic red carton, a design so instantly recognizable that it's almost as famous as the fries themselves. At this point, the fries are fresh, hot, and ready for your devouring pleasure. But here's the thing. McDonald's doesn't just stop at giving you fries. They've built an entire fry experience around them. The crispy texture, the perfect balance of salt, the golden brown color, every element is engineered to trigger your taste buds in the best possible way. According to sensory studies, the crunch sound of McDonald's fries is one of the subtle cues that add to the overall eating experience. It's part science, part magic. While fries are just one item on McDonald's menu, their global impact is staggering. With over 39,000 McDonald's restaurants worldwide, it's safe to say that the fry has become an international icon. In some countries, McDonald's fries are even customized to local tastes. For instance, in Japan, you might find them served with unique toppings like seaweed flakes or teriyaki sauce, while in India, they're often offered with spicy masala seasoning. The adaptability of McDonald's fries proves just how versatile this humble snack can be. In addition to their cultural impact, McDonald's fries also have a significant environmental footprint. The company has taken steps to reduce this, working with sustainable farming initiatives to ensure that their potato sourcing is as environmentally friendly as possible. By working closely with farmers, McDonald's has been able to promote sustainable agricultural practices, from water conservation techniques to improving soil health. It's not just about making fries, it's about making them responsibly. So, next time you're at McDonald's, savoring those crispy golden fries, take a moment to appreciate the journey they've taken, from the potato fields of Idaho to your tray, with a little help from science, precision, and some fast food magic. But now we want to know, what's your favorite part about McDonald's fries? Is it the perfect crunch, that irresistible salty flavor, or maybe the nostalgia they bring? Let us know in the comments. Burger King serves over 11 million customers every single day across the globe. That's a lot of flame-grilled goodness. But have you ever wondered what really goes into making those iconic burgers? From the factory to your plate, let's find out what's behind the bun and if it's really worth the bite. Before we jump into the modern production process, let's take a quick trip back in time to see how Burger King became, well, the king. Founded in 1953 in Jacksonville, Florida, Burger King started with the name Insta Burger King, thanks to a special piece of equipment called the Insta Broiler, which could cook multiple burgers quickly. However, financial issues led the original owners to sell the company just a year later to two franchisees, James McLemore and David Edgerton. These two visionaries rebranded it as the Burger King we know today, refining the menu and introducing the now famous flame grilling method that still defines the brand. In 1957, they introduced the iconic Whopper, a burger so massive for its time that it quickly became their flagship product. Since then, the company has expanded to more than 18,000 locations worldwide, standing tall as the second largest fast food burger chain after McDonald's. Over the decades, Burger King has continued to innovate in its marketing and menu offerings, but its flame-grilled burgers have always remained at the heart of the brand's identity. And now, with that little history lesson in mind, let's get back to what's really cooking behind the scenes. Let's start with the heart of any Burger King hamburger, the beef patty. In theory, you might picture cows roaming freely on pastures, but in reality, Burger King's beef is largely sourced from industrial-scale farms. These farms aren't necessarily the picture of idyllic ranches. Think larger operations, where maximizing beef production is the goal. Most of the cattle used for Burger King hamburgers are grain-fed, which is standard practice for fast food beef. Grain feeding helps beef cattle reach the right weight more quickly and consistently. Plus, grain-fed cattle tend to have a higher fat content, leading to that juicy bite everyone expects in their burger. It's a far cry from the leaner, grass-fed beef that's popular among health-conscious consumers. But hey, that fat content is what makes the patty flavorful. But what about additives? Well, here's where the line between 100% beef and food processing comes into play. Yes, Burger King's beef is technically 100% beef, but that doesn't mean it's untouched by modern food science. To maintain consistency across thousands of restaurants, the patties sometimes include binders or fillers like soy protein or textured vegetable protein, TVP. These additives help the beef hold its shape and juiciness throughout the cooking and freezing process. They're also handy in reducing the total amount of beef used, making the patties more cost-effective. So, while the patty may still technically be 100% beef, it's enhanced by these modern ingredients to ensure you get the same experience no matter which Burger King location you visit. It's all about balancing flavor, cost, and consistency. That's the magic of fast food. Once the beef is sourced, it moves to the meat processing plants, where large-scale production kicks in. These plants process the beef into cuts, separating lean and fatty parts to create the optimal mix for the perfect burger patty. The typical Burger King patty maintains a fat-to-meat ratio of about 80-20, which is standard for juicy burgers. The combination of fat and lean beef creates that melt-in-your-mouth experience with every bite. The beef is ground and mixed into a homogeneous blend, after which it is shaped into those familiar circular patties. The equipment used in these plants can produce tens of thousands of patties a day. Think of it as a giant conveyor belt of burger goodness. The beef mixture is fed into machines that press it into uniform patties, ensuring each one is the exact same size, shape, and weight. When you're serving millions of customers, consistency is key, and this level of precision means every bite of your Whopper is as predictable as the last. But here's where fast food science really shines. These patties aren't just made and tossed onto a grill. After being shaped, they're flash frozen using specialized freezing technology. Flash freezing is essential in mass production. It locks in the flavor and moisture while ensuring that the patties can be stored for long periods without spoiling. By freezing the patties immediately, Burger King ensures that the beef stays fresh and flavorful when it finally reaches the grill at your local restaurant. However, freezing meat does come with a few downsides. The texture of fresh meat is undeniably different from that of frozen meat. A fresh beef patty might offer a juicier bite, but when it comes to fast food, consistency trumps everything else. The flash freezing process ensures that every patty tastes as close to fresh as possible once cooked, and for most of us, the difference is subtle enough to go unnoticed. Here's where Burger King sets itself apart from many other fast food chains: the flame grilling process. While others cook their patties on a flat-top griddle, Burger King opts for an open flame, which gives the burger that signature char-grilled flavor. This isn't just a gimmick, it's a core part of Burger King's identity. After all, there's a reason they market their burgers as flame-grilled, and it's not just for show. At the restaurant, the flame grilling happens on a conveyor belt system. The patties roll through an open flame, allowing the fat to drip off and create a smoky, charred taste. This method gives the burgers a slightly different flavor compared to other fast food joints that rely on frying or grilling. But here's a little secret: those grill marks you see on the patties, some of them are added in the factory. Yep, they're pre-marked to ensure that each burger looks perfectly grilled, even if it didn't spend as much time over the flame as you'd think. But why this method? Flame grilling is actually more efficient for large-scale operations. It's a way to cook a lot of patties quickly while still achieving that distinct flavor profile. Plus, the excess fat drips away, making the burger slightly less greasy than one cooked on a flat-top grill. Notice we said slightly. This is still fast food after all. Now, onto the unsung hero of the burger, the bun. We all know that a good burger bun needs to be soft yet sturdy enough to hold all those glorious toppings without collapsing. And at Burger King, the buns are as much a product of food science as they are a baking masterpiece. Let's take a peek into the bun factory to see how they're made. The process starts with the dough, which is made from wheat flour, water, yeast, and other typical bread ingredients. However, making buns on a fast food scale isn't as simple as kneading some dough and throwing it in the oven. Consistency is the key, so automated mixers and precision machines handle everything, ensuring that every batch of dough is identical. Once the dough is mixed, it undergoes an intensive kneading process. Machines mix and knead the dough to develop gluten, which gives the buns their elasticity and helps them rise properly. After the dough is sufficiently kneaded, it's left to rest and proof. This allows the yeast to ferment, producing gas bubbles that make the buns light and fluffy. Here's where things get a bit technical. Additives and dough conditioners like ammonium sulfate and enzymes are used to control the dough's rise and ensure a consistent texture. These chemicals might sound intimidating, but they're essential in large-scale baking to produce the same soft, springy bun every time. After proofing, the dough is portioned into individual bun-sized pieces by specialized machines. These portions are rolled into perfectly round shapes, again using machines that ensure every bun is uniform. The buns are then placed onto baking trays and sent through giant industrial ovens, where they're baked at precise temperatures to achieve that golden brown color. But that's not the end. After baking, the buns go through a quick cooling process to stop any residual baking. From there, they're sent through machines that apply the sesame seeds. Because what's a Whopper without those classic sesame seeds on top? Finally, the buns are flash frozen, similar to the beef patties, to preserve freshness during transport to Burger King locations across the world. The buns used at Burger King are made with preservatives like calcium propionate, which helps prevent mold and extends the shelf life. They also use dough conditioners like ammonium sulfate to ensure that the dough rises consistently, resulting in a uniform texture every time. These additives aren't harmful in the small amounts used, but they are a necessary part of mass-producing a bun that won't turn stale before it hits your mouth. Now, let's get saucy. A Burger King hamburger wouldn't be complete without the condiments, typically ketchup, mustard, and mayo. These might seem like simple additions, but as with everything else in the fast food world, there's more than meets the eye. Take mayonnaise, for example. The mayo used in Burger King's hamburgers often contains emulsifiers like lecithin and xanthan gum to maintain a smooth texture. These emulsifiers keep the oil and water in the mayo from separating, ensuring that it stays creamy and spreadable. Sure, you could make mayo with just eggs and oil at home, but when you're making it for millions of burgers, you need a little more food science to keep things consistent. Then there's ketchup and mustard, staples in the fast food world. Burger King's ketchup and mustard are made with the usual ingredients: tomatoes, vinegar, sugar, mustard seeds, but they're produced in huge quantities and have to be shelf-stable for long periods. This means preservatives like potassium sorbate are added to keep them fresh. Again, nothing shocking here, but it's a reminder that even the simplest condiments in fast food are products of careful engineering. Now, let's talk about the less glamorous side of fast food: additives and preservatives. These ingredients might not make it onto the billboard ads, but they're a crucial part of what makes fast food possible on such a large scale. One of the most common additives found in fast food burgers is monosodium glutamate, MSG, a flavor enhancer that gives food that savory, umami-packed punch. It's often criticized, but it's perfectly safe in the amounts used in food. MSG helps fast food chains, like Burger King, create a consistent flavor profile across all their restaurants, making sure that your burger tastes just as good in Chicago as it does in Paris. Then there's sodium nitrite, which is used in the processing of the beef to help preserve its color and freshness. Without it, the patties could look unappetizingly gray by the time they reach your local Burger King. While sodium nitrite is generally recognized as safe in small amounts, it has been linked to certain health concerns when consumed in large quantities. Luckily, the levels in fast food burgers are low enough that you'd have to eat a lot of burgers for it to become a problem, though we wouldn't recommend making it your daily diet. Lastly, preservatives like citric acid and sodium benzoate are commonly used in the sauces and buns to keep them fresh. These preservatives prevent the growth of mold and bacteria, ensuring that the food is safe to eat after it's been transported and stored. So, the next time you bite into a Burger King hamburger, remember that there's more to that simple sandwich than meets the eye. From the carefully sourced beef, the meticulous factory processes, and the flame-grilled finish to the science behind the sauces and buns, every element is designed to deliver the same taste and experience across thousands of locations worldwide. Now that you've got the inside scoop on Burger King's burgers, we've got to ask, do you prefer Burger King or McDonald's when it comes to fast food? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more tasty breakdowns. See you next time.